These were just some of the chants heard at the state capitol in Oklahoma City on Monday, April 2nd, as teachers, students, parents, and many others came to support an increase in education funding. Many said this was not strictly about a pay raise for their salaries, but for education funding as a whole. Teachers talked about why they are there fighting for more funding.
These are my kids. I'm here for this right here and my own kids. We need funding for our schools. They are the future, and if we don't do something now, we're in more trouble than we are now. We have to beg and borrow and plead from classroom to classroom to find materials to fill our room. We're having paras cut, we're having support cut, programs are being cut. We've already lost teachers or paras for next year. We've lost computer programs that kids use. We've lost those for next year already. Something's got to be done.
As many teachers have stated, this is not just about their own pocketbooks, but about the students. Students seem to be the driving force behind why teachers are there to try to get an increase in education funding. Mvskoke Media spoke with Choctaw High School student William Erie about why he is there to try to convince lawmakers to increase education funding. Erie talks about outdated textbooks and other things he sees as a student.
Just the lack of funding and stuff like that for just textbooks and just the per people spending and stuff like that. Just kind of. You know.
What kind of? How old are your textbooks?
I think. Well, I know his textbook. We looked at it last night. I think is like 8 to 10 years old. One of those. So.
Okay. And I see you're in band.
Oh yeah.
Play the trombone.
Yes, sir.
What have you seen funding as far as like education, like for the arts, like band and music?
Well, I know that during band, sometimes we go to like contests and stuff like that. So my band directors they have to pay for their subs. If we go somewhere to take care of the other kids, we have to pay for our school buses. We have to, just stuff like that. So we basically have to pay to get there. We have to pay to use school buses, which is kind of, weird.
What do you want them to know about you being here today and you being out of school?
That it matters, I guess. I mean, it's worth it. I mean, I think a lot of times there's all these arguments for why teachers should still be in school, but it's like, that's such a closed-minded view of, like, it's just a short-term view, I'd say. So it's just very, you got to think of long-term, and long-term, you can't keep doing this. I mean, it's really not good. I know there's some elementary schools in my school district that would turn the lights off in the hallway just to save money. I think that's kind of ridiculous. You should see some of the desks. I had a friend that sat at a desk last year and it broke. It actually broke. I mean, it's funny, but it's not funny, at the same time. I mean, you know what I mean? So, it's just ridiculous.
Behind the Capitol building, many gathered on a walkway over a busy highway to try to get drivers to show their support. Honks are being heard in this next interview with Chrissy Frost, a student teacher from the University of Central Oklahoma. Frost spoke about what she sees in the classroom on a daily basis.
I get to see everyday students who are sitting in desks that are broke, bathrooms with ceiling tiles falling down. I mean, it's pretty sad, the situation that the students are in. The bill is nice, that's great, and we can come here and say thank you for that, but the students, they're left out of this, and if we're going to hold our students accountable for their work being complete, then we expect the exact same thing for legislators. It's no different. If that's the standard we're going to hold them to, why not? Why are legislators any different?
With the uncertainty of how long the teacher walkout will last, or how long it will take legislators to pass a new bill in order to increase education funding, teachers like Atticus Dellinger and others have stated that they've had to pick up second jobs or the possibility of relocating.
I don't want to speak for everyone, but it's definitely in the back of probably most people's minds. If the state really just doesn't show that they stand behind their teachers, it's definitely plausible that we lose a lot.
Leslie Christopher was there with her third-grade daughter, Emmeline, as she stated her fears for her daughter's future. She fears that the teachers nor the resources will be there once her daughter reaches high school status.
Well, I just believe that education is worth it. I believe that we need to not only pay the professionals who teach our children as the professionals that they are at a level that a professional deserves, but I also believe that we need to provide them with the resources that are needed to adequately teach, not adequately, effectively teach our kids.